In this week's Rebel Report, we put our gloves on as championship boxing returns to our backyard. The PGA Tour makes its annual stop in Las Vegas, and we were there to speak with the champion of the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. Coach Marvin Menzies pays us a visit to discuss the Runnin Rebels and the upcoming season opener. Then we have Dakota and Dylan Gonzalez show us some of their best skills. Stay tuned, this is a Rebel Report.
Welcome back to Studio F on the campus of UNLV. This is the Rebel Report, and I'm Shakira Hawkins. We want to start off with a big welcome to our new viewers, KCLV Channel 2. Consider this your new home for sports in Las Vegas, and thank you for joining us.
I'm Joanne Mendoza. In this episode, we've got plenty of amazing events we covered, from the big fight to women's soccer's great season. Make sure to keep watching, but for now, we've got our regularly scheduled basketball update. Runnin Rebels are back in action at the Thomas Mack, playing the last of their 2 exhibition games as they gear up for the regular season. Justin Guzman joins us with more. Justin?
Thanks, guys. The Runnin Rebels looked impressive in their final exhibition game against New Mexico Highland Cowboys on November 4th. Now, there are only 3 returning players from last year's team, so this exhibition games are really the first chance these guys have had to play together. It's only the second game, but things are definitely trending in the right direction. Sophomore guards Chris Clybourne and Jalen Poyser led the Rebs to a hot start against the Cowboys. Clybourne, the first player to sign with UNLV under Coach Menzies, was a menace with 4 steals and 2 blocks, including the scoop and score underneath the boards. Poyser added some sparks with his acrobatic showcase, splitting the double team and hitting the layup. He would end the night with a game-high 21 points, going 3 for 6 from behind the arc. Here's one of those daggers now. The Rebs went 6 for 13 from three-point land in the first half. Freshman forward Troy Baxter showed why he was so highly recruited. Big-time blocks. He would wind up with 6 of those on the night. And I guess he was hungry because he stole Marlon Johnson's cookies, showing you here why he won the slam dunk contest in high school. And St. John's transfer Christian Jones put in some work, dare I say Johnson-esque, with his 2-hand putback. He finished the night with 8 rebounds and 8 points. New head coach Marvin Menzies on the performance.
About it a lot is, what is going to be our signature? And we haven't even started the first letter yet, because we're still in 2 exhibition games. But we do talk about, not getting out-hustled or outplayed or another team bringing more passion or energy to the game than we do. But you're right, getting to the floor and just being physical and playing with some love for each other and some passion for representing the community. We do play for Vegas, and I think it's evident that these guys, came here for a reason, and they want to show people that, they need to get out and support them, and they want to make them proud. And they talk about it a lot, so it's good to see the effort.
Like Coach said, it's just an exhibition game, but there are a bunch of positives to build on. And in fact, Coach Menzies will be joining us here in just a few minutes to discuss all this week during the Rebel Report Timeout.
The regular season for our Runnin Rebels opens November 11th versus South Alabama University at the Thomas Mack. Student tickets are still available. As soon as that game ended, the Thomas Mack quickly transformed from Tarkanian court to a boxing mecca, as Las Vegan Jesse Vargas puts on his gloves to take on Manny Pacquiao for a championship belt November 5th. Vargas is the champ, Pacquiao the legend. Our own Cassie Soto was there.
It was a quick turnaround for production teams at the Thomas Mack Center as they transitioned from a Runnin Rebels basketball game against New Mexico Highlands to fight night in just 12 hours.
In the biggest fight of the year, fans of all backgrounds came in the thousands to the boxing capital of the world to witness the 8-fight card where Manny Pacquiao and Jesse Vargas duked it out for the WBO welterweight championship belt. Vargas was looking to retain his title and 27-1 record, and Manny Pacquiao looked to make a watch-worthy comeback from a brief hiatus. And after 12 rounds, Pacquiao came out victorious. With a quick left hand in the second round, Pacman caught Vargas unexpectedly and dropped him with 27 seconds left in the round. Pacquiao's experience outweighed Vargas' hunger for a win, and the judges scored it 114 to 113 and 118 to 109 twice. This wasn't the ideal result for Vargas, but he's not disappointed with his performance.
He's a very experienced fighter. I give him credit. You know, he's a legend, and I hope that everyone here enjoyed the fight. You know, I tried my best. I tried to give you an entertaining fight. I was staying on my toes. I was trying to catch him as much as I could coming in, and I'd be aggressive from time to time, and it got a little heated as well. But overall, I hope that you enjoyed it, and I feel that it made me a better fighter without a doubt. Just being in there with Manny, you know, and his speed.
I'm a little sad about the way the fight ended for us tonight, but you know, we have to take our disappointments just like we take our victories and our celebrations. We have to be strong men and accept what life deals us, and I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna come back stronger.
Unfortunately, the press could not get Pacquiao's thoughts on the fight because he had to have 16 stitches, and as he was about to make his way to the press conference, one came out, leaving Bob Arum with this.
So I'm giving him a pass, and he's not going to come do a press conference. I mean, screw this shit. I mean, to go this late. I mean, what, you know, I've really had it. This is nuts. I mean, he won't be here for another 40 to 45 minutes. Now, the pearls of wisdom that come from his lips, I mean, you'll have to do without.
Regardless of the outcome, Jesse should be proud of his performance. He landed some great right-handed jabs, but it wasn't enough to keep up with Manny's fast hands. But Jesse is young and can take what he learned from this fight to further build his career and hopefully get back a championship belt. For the Rebel Report, I'm Cassie Soto.
The total attendance for the fight was just over 60,000, and just before the main event began, Floyd Mayweather made his way to his ring seats to watch his former opponent. This got everyone talking about a possible rematch between the two.
The PGA Tour made its way to Las Vegas November 3rd through the 6th. The Rebel Report's Leonardo shows us how UNLV students were invited to show their Rebel pride and join the festivities at this year's Shriners Open.
A sea of red awaited some of the world's best golfers here at the 16th hole at TPC Summerlin. The Shriners Hospitals for Children Open is back in town, and UNLV certainly made its presence known at one of the PGA Tour's major tournaments. The new partnership between UNLV and the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open allowed students and alumni to attend the tournament for free, reserving the 16 green cabanas for a Rebel party.
Well, we're proud to be a partner with the Shriner organization in the golf tournament today, and we're one among many local organizations that are partnering today. It's a great cause. We're doing everything we can to help what the Shriners are doing for children all across the country.
The Shriners Open is steadily gaining steam as a major sporting event in Las Vegas, and tournament organizers see an opportunity for more national attention through a partnership with UNLV.
The golf tournament is really interested in growing our attendance by leaps and bounds, and to use UNLV as an engine to help communicate our message to the community is what really is driving this partnership. And we're just so excited to have so many different departments within the university come together and be a part of a task force to really help us promote this golf tournament.
The Rebel atmosphere was a unique sighting at a PGA Tour Open this year, but given the benefits for both UNLV and Shriners, perhaps the PGA Tour could become a larger part of UNLV's future.
Incredible gesture, both from the Shriners and from the PGA, to basically allow our students to be here for free today, right? That's incredible generosity on their part and a great opportunity for our students. And I think the way that it helps us, it's yet another great experience. That's a part of what it means to go to UNLV and be able to do things like this, and then to be able to have a gorgeous day like this, and with the Golf Channel and the other national media that are here, it's great exposure for UNLV across the country, and it gets the word out that this is a great place to come to school and it's a great place to live.
And after such a great turnout from UNLV students and alumni alike, it looks like UNLV and PGA are going to be going hand in hand once again in the future. For the Rebel Report, I'm Leonardo Schauer.
Well, that looks like a great opportunity for UNLV students to watch some of golf's best players for free. And I'm sure golf pro UNLV alumni Ryan Moore was happy to see the support from the Rebels that weekend.
Of course, there was a tournament to be played, and we were there to witness it. Rod Pampling was ranked as the 451st golfer coming into the week of the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open. He moved much higher after dramatic victory. Let's check in with Barbara Vargas to break it down.
The Shriners Hospital for Children Open proved to have yet another successful weekend here at TPC Summerlin, and it all came down to an exciting finish on the 18th hole. Rod Pampling put on a spectacular display in the final round at the Shriners Hospital for Children Open on Sunday, November 6th. Pampling birdied 4 of his final 6 holes, including a 30-foot birdie putt on the 18th hole to edge Brooks Koepka and closed with a 6-under 65 to win by 2 shots.
It's got to be number one to make a putt like that. You know, I made I think it was an 85-footer last year in the Aussie Open for Eagle. It didn't win, but it got me like 4th, I think. So, and it shot 10 under doing that. So this is definitely putt-wise, yeah, no questions, number one.
It's the 47-year-old Australian's first PGA Tour title in more than a decade, his first since 2006 at Bay Hill, and the 3rd of his career.
It's really cool to be a part of. We love drama coming down in the end. Obviously, we had that today, and we had a guy who hasn't won in 10 years win today here in Vegas. You know, Vegas really is the place for dreams to come true, right? And it's obviously a dream for Rod to win today, so we're happy for him.
Pampling lost his PGA card and spent 2 full seasons on the Web Tour, and then had to return to the Web Tour finals at the end of last season just to get his PGA Tour card back.
You know, I think every golfer has a few doubts here and there, but I never did not believe that I had the game to win out here. So that's what kept me going. And, you know, I'd say the last few years was a grind, but just to come down the stretch against, as you say, those 2 guys was very rewarding and, yeah, definitely a huge confidence builder.
Pampling will be back next year to defend his title, and with his win here, he automatically qualifies for all PGA tournaments for the next 2 years. For the Rebel Report, I'm Barbara Vargas.
Pampling is now 4th in the FedEx Cup standings and will be exempt up until his 50th birthday when he is eligible for the PGA Champions Tour.
Let's take a look at the team that deserves a lot more attention. Our women's soccer team just made history defying all the odds at the Mountain West Tournament in San Diego. After finishing 1st in the conference during the regular season, the ladies began the Mountain West Tournament in the semifinals. They easily proved that the hype was real, holding off Utah State with a 2-1 win. Going into the championship game against San Diego State November 5th, it was now clear why UNLV broke the record for most awards to one team in one season. The game began with Sophie Cortez scoring first, then 2 more goals from Susie Burrell and Jordan Magan. The Aztecs tied with 2 controversy penalty kicks. After no goal in overtime, all that was left was penalty kicks to decide. The UNLV keeper, Jordan Sally, made an incredible save, and the Rebels ended up coming out on top. They get the ring, and now they're heading to the NCAA tournament. The win was much deserved.
It's amazing. From day 1 of preseason, we just came in working our butts off, and we got it done tonight, and I think we earned it. So this means everything to me and for this team. We've been through so much in the past 4 years, going through different coaches, players, injuries, everything, and just the game that we had, the fight, everything, I couldn't have asked for any more.
We are so proud of these talented ladies. They face BYU on November 11th in the first round of the tournament, and the Rebel Report will be there to cover it in our next episode.
With 7 wins and 11 losses, the men's soccer team hope to add another victory to their record on November 5th in the regular season finale and their own conference tournament looming. It was an electric night as the UNLV men's soccer team faced off against the University of Missouri-Kansas City in their final game of the season. The crowd was loud and the team was prepped. UNLV was down 1-0 early on but was able to tie the game at the 42nd minute by junior Oscar Velasquez. Freshman Timo Malik also came in around the 60th minute of the game to steal the ball and take the lead. Velasquez managed to finish the game with the second goal, leading the Rebels to a victory of 3-1.
I think, the first half we got down 1-0, but I think we had a lot of the play. We had a lot of chances. We had great possession. We just said at halftime, continue doing what we're doing. We made some changes with personnel. and we were able to convert in the second half, which we couldn't do in the first.
This was also the team's senior night and final game before playing in the WAC tournament.
We'll work hard this week. We'll give them off tomorrow, but go back at it Monday, travel Tuesday, and then we play on Thursday. So it's a full week ahead. 3 games in 4 days.
Although the team began the season with a rough start and with one of its youngest teams in years, the improvements in the players and confidence displayed on the field is one to be seen in upcoming seasons. Coach Ryerson leaves us with final thoughts.
Absolutely. I think we still had a young team. I think starting 6 maybe freshmen tonight. So I think we're going to continue to grow. I think, again, experience maybe in that first goal was a factor against us. And so, we'll continue to do what we do every day.
The Rebels are scheduled to open up the WAC tournament on November 10th at 5 p.m. against the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley in Orem, Utah. And the winner of that will advance to the semifinals on November 11th. Let's hope the men's soccer team will pull off that win.
The UNLV swimming and diving season has started, only a couple meets in the season, and the Rebels hosted BYU November 5th. Here's Luis with more.
The UNLV swim team hosted BYU, looking to bounce back after coming up short against Utah. On the women's side, UNLV took 11 of the 16 events of the day and finished the day winning with a final score of 160-140, claiming their first win of the season. Despite coming up short, the men's team was able to win events such as the 100 and 200 freestyle, 100 breaststroke, 200 fly, and the 400 relay. Even though they haven't had the start of the season they wanted, the team believes there is plenty of opportunities ahead to bounce back in this early season.
It's the beginning of the season, and right now we're training hard, so we're swimming tired. We're not going to be going our best times when, we've been training a lot and our coaches have been pounding us. Once we get later into the season, we start resting up more for the meets that we really need to go fast in. We're going to see some better results.
The Rebels will meet at the University of Missouri, where they will participate in a 3-day event beginning the 17th of November.
Let's go under the Rebel radar and go back to boxing. Earlier in the show, we reminded you why Las Vegas is known as the fighting capital of the world, so it would only make sense that the university would have fighters of their own. Haley Brooks shows off the UNLV boxing team.
Tucked back on the west side of campus in the MPE building, UNLV boxers train daily under Coach Joey Brown. Last year, only one student competed, but as the fairly new coach, Brown intends to turn this program around, starting with 8 competing boxers this year.
We are a collegiate sport. We compete against 86 other schools all over the country and military academies. We are self-funded, pay for our own trips and expenses. I'm a volunteer, actually. We've been the best school in the nation before. We won the national title, and we're trying to get back to that status currently.
Not every boxer who trains in the gym competes in fights. The doors are open to anyone with an interest in the sport. But the competing 8 will begin when the season kicks off late January. They have been training all year for this, and now all that they need is you.
We need more students, and we need more awareness on campus that there is a competitive boxing team here, and it would be nice to get the students behind us. This is a fight town. It's known as the boxing capital of the world, so there shouldn't be any reason why we have a lot of UNLV support and community support for a boxing team in this town.
For the Rebel Report, I'm Haley Brooks.
Like Haley and Coach said, boxing's competitive season begins late January. Keep an eye out for the matches and show your Rebel pride by supporting the team. But the Runnin Rebels season is underway, so let's send it over to Barbara Farkas for this week's Rebel Report Timeout with our special guest.
Rebel Report Timeout.
Joining us in studio for this week's Rebel Report Timeout, we have Runnin Rebels head coach Marvin Menzies joining us. Coach, basketball season is about 24 hours away.
I know, crazy.
Are you ready? How does it feel like? What's going on?
I don't get to play, so, I'm always ready.
You can play up at the point.
Yeah, the guys are ready. They're pumped up. We're going to go a little bit light and then really, crank them up tomorrow night, but we're going to make sure the legs are ready and rested.
And can you talk a little bit about the growth of the team between their Bahamas trip and through their 2 exhibition games leading up to the regular season?
Yeah, it's been really good. Obviously didn't know what we had. We had a piece of clay. We weren't really sure, how it was going to look. But the the pieces are coming together. You know, it all started with the staff and a couple key recruits early, and then after getting a full complement of players and having the opportunity to go to the Bahamas, courtesy of the Runnin Rebels Club, really put us in a good situation to get a jump start on things. So I think we're a little bit behind defensively still for where we want to be,
Right.
but I think we're, you know, kind of on track offensively. So
The mold is getting there.
yeah, it's coming
But
together.
it's not 100%.
For sure.
And first game is tomorrow against South Alabama. They return 3 starters, mostly wing players and a big. What is it going to take for this young Rebels team to get their first W?
You know, I think tomorrow there's a couple keys that they really rebound well, especially if they crash the offensive glass. So it's us defensively, we have to go hit people. We got to make that contact right away. We didn't do a good job of that against New Mexico Highlands. So maybe that might be good because we really focused on it, you know, in the interim. So I think that because that's USA's strength, we will you know, try to shore that up right away. And then transition defense, we've got to do a little bit better job on that as well.
And then speaking about defense, you still have a few lingering injuries between Czech and Dwayne. So who are you looking at down low in the post and have a good paint presence?
You know, right now, we're going to probably roll it out the same way we did for the exhibition games, and Christian Jones and Tyrell Green, the 2 seniors, and Uche Ofebu will be the 3rd senior starting, but those 2 guys will probably shore up the middle for us, I think, to begin. But then, you know, we'll be able to sub in Troy, and George had to sit out a couple of days of practice, but he's healthy again as well. So hopefully we'll be able to hold serve in that area, so to speak.
So you do see a lot of contribution from your freshmen this season?
I do. I think down the road we're going to be probably only, what's the old saying? The only strong is your weakest link. So we are going to have to obviously sub. And so when you sub, you get into some younger guys, and they've got to produce. They've got to produce quick. The freshmen got to play like sophomores or juniors right away in order for us to, you know, experience the type of success that I think we all hope for.
And then I asked you this question yesterday in practice about style of play, and you said it's about getting W's. In your first 2 exhibition games, you guys scored 188 points.
Right.
But what is it going to take when you have to adapt to the teams each week? What tactics do you look at when it comes to adapting a style of play?
You know, it kind of goes back to John Wooden's school of thought. The old school thought is just take care of yourself and really focus on doing what you do. And of course, we'll scout, and of course, we'll be very prepared, but that's just about stealing a few possessions here and there based off of what the other team does, you know, both offensively and defensively. But we've got to be true to who we're going to be and make our signature nice and smooth and sweet and firm, and I think that'll be the key to being able to, you know, produce offensively the way that the fans want us to play.
We are the Runnin Rebels. We gotta
Exactly.
run. We can't just jump. We have to run a little.
Or walk, for that matter.
We have to run a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to run a lot. No, we've scored a lot of points because that has been an emphasis, obviously. You know, there's certain components that a program has to have, and I talk about that extensively when, you know, we go out in the community. But I've added a 4th here at UNLV specific to running.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we're definitely going to have to. It's either that or they're going to run me out of town. So we're going to do it. But we're not just going to run to run. We're going to run smart.
And then how does the versatility of the 2-way players you have on the team benefit you? You have guards that can play the 1 and the 2.
Right.
You have guys that can stretch the 4. How does that benefit the team?
Well, because it gives us a coaching advantage when we're looking at matchups. As I referenced earlier, when you talk about scouting, you have opportunities to go at certain players because let's say you've got a bigger guard and they've got a smaller guard. Well, we can design some of our offense to get post-op opportunities, or vice versa, take guys off the bounce with smaller guys against bigger guys. So it just gives me as a coach the luxury of being a little bit more creative offensively.
And then the fans had a chance to see the team play in their exhibition games. What do you have to tell the community about the ones that are still a little iffy about coming to the games because they're not so familiar with the team?
Well, I would implore them to you know, come out and support these guys from day one. When I recruited these guys, I told them I totally sold Las Vegas and the fan base and our attendance records over the course of, you know, the last 5, 15, 20 years. We're always in the tops in the country. So, you know, so they're expecting to see crowds. So if the crowd doesn't come out, Well, you guys are going to make me look bad, quite honest. I've told the players that, so you guys got to come out and support. But we got a great product early, great kids. They're going to play a style of ball that I think everybody's going to enjoy, and not just offensively. I think we're going to be aggressive defensively. I'm hoping that we can, play much better from the glass in terms of rebounding and so forth. So I think they're going to see some unity. They're going to see some guys diving on the floor. They're going to see some toughness. It'll be fun to watch. It'll be good basketball, regardless if we're the best team in the United States this year. They're going to be proud of what the product is on the floor.
And they play for Vegas. They
That's
play
right.
for you.
That's right.
Coach, time's up, unfortunately, but thank you for joining us.
Already?
Already. I had to get as much as I could in. But,
I got to set my watch different next time.
What watch?
Exactly. That's my point. I didn't have one. That's why time's up.
Well, Coach, thank you again for joining us. And for all our viewers out there, make sure you grab your tickets to the South Alabama game tomorrow, as well as the rest of the Runnin Rebels team. And let's throw it back to your desk.
This week's Rebel of the Week is someone who not only has a passion for soccer, but also for her team's effort.
Rebel of the Week, Lily Sender sends UNLV's women's soccer to the top. Lily scored the winning goal against Utah State at the Mountain West Conference, taking the team to the championship game against San Diego State.
Well, in the moment when I scored it, we were already up 1-0. So it was nice to sort of just get that goal as like a cushion. And I mean, it helped us in the end because they had scored in the second half off of a header. They weren't able to get any more, but it was just, in the moment, it was nice, because you always want, like a 1-goal lead, it's kind of like, well, just 1 goal from them could equalize it, but a 2-goal lead has a little bit more cushion.
But it was not easy playing SDSU in their own turf.
I mean, we were playing SDSU at SDSU, so the environment was definitely against us. And I think just the fact that we were able to play through that and like thrive in that type of an environment shows how much heart and how much skill we have as a team.
Thanks to that team effort, UNLV's women's soccer claimed the championship title. That's why Lily is our Rebel of the Week. For the Rebel Report, I'm Jennifer Hurtado.
Lily will play the first round of the tournament against BYU on November 11th.
Show me your skills.
On this segment of Show Me Your Skills, we have Double the Moves. We got the chance to hang out with the Gonzalez twins and see what they can do on the court.
I'm Dakota Gonzalez, and my favorite move is the in and out move because it just throws your defender off, makes them think that you're going one direction, but you're really bringing it back to another direction, so that's why it's my favorite. And my favorite move is probably the pump fake to a step back because it creates space and allows you to get your shot off.
This is the Gonzalez twins' second season at UNLV. The Lady Rebels open its season November 11th against Concordia University. We'll have highlights of the game in our next show. The Gonzalez twins sure make everything look easy, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Thank you so much for watching. To see more, make sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our pages are Rebel Report UNLV.
And for our new audience at KCLV Channel 2, keep watching us. You can get more sports from us 4 days a week. And before we show you guys our plays of the week, we want to salute one of our former students, Holly Taylor, who suddenly passed away last week. Thank you for your contributions to our show. We'll see you guys next week.
Well, but overall, I hope that you enjoyed it. I feel that it made